Alrighty, it is just a little bit after 7 o'clock on Monday, April 8th, 2024, and I'd like to call this meeting to order because some of us are on Zoom and some of us are here. We'll do a roll call vote. So we'll start with Zoom. Priya.
Sundaram present.
Woo! Loud today. Not your fault, Priya.
Sorry.
All good. Wes?
Present.
Dave? Sorry, I'm looking at you. I'm like, come on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to call me out.
I know. All right, and Hilberg present. Okay, so we are all here. We'll read the announcements, and at 7:05 we'll have our public hearing. I'm going to move a little away from the microphone. Okay, Duke. Congratulations to the Blanchard Band for bringing home the gold medal at the MICA competition. So that's the Massachusetts Instrumental Choral Conductor Association. We are very proud of you kids. Nice job. And all of the teachers and staff that helped you get there. Blanchard has a long history of winning MICA, so way to go. Foxborough's annual town meeting will start night one on Monday, May 13th at 7 p.m. As discussed at last year's annual town meeting will run consecutive nights without skipping Wednesday. If town meeting requires more time than Monday night, it will continue to Tuesday, May 14th, and then Wednesday, May 15th, only if needed, and Thursday, May 16th, if needed. Child care of school-aged children will be provided and is sponsored by the League of Women Voters in the Acton area, the Acton-Boxborough Regional School District, and the Acton-Boxborough Education Association. So that will be happening on the first night of town meeting from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Now, if you need childcare, please RSVP to Betty Ann Vital, or maybe Vitali. I apologize if I say your name wrong. Her email address is BA Vital, VITALE, @hotmail.com, and indicate the number of spots you need. And please do this no later than Friday, May 10th. Now, if you didn't get that email address, just email the select board. We'll send it to you. Congratulations to Coda, Boxborough's first K-9. Coda was sworn in last Wednesday, April 1st, right here in the Grange Room. Approximately 50 town employees and community members attended the swearing-in event. K-9 Coda and K-9 Handler Officer Bressi have already started their training and are doing terrific. Thank you to Becky Harris for participating in the swearing-in ceremony. The police department would like to share that their police department page on the website has a new tab called Request for Services that will include fillable forms for the following: for house checks, public records requests, speed trailer requests, and alarm permits. In addition, all department email and phone extensions are now listed and hyperlinked. Thank you to Assistant Town Administrator Rajan Hudson for the terrific work on updating the website capabilities and providing training, and Liz Hohenschel for the logistical support for the upgrades. The town of Boxborough is seeking 2 or more individuals to serve as drivers on the upcoming regional bus route. Boxborough is offering full-time positions with benefits at a competitive pay rate. Interested applicants should contact Rajan Hudson by emailing townadmin@boxborough-ma.gov. This is an exciting opportunity to serve the community at large with a great wage and benefit package. These drivers will have the ability to drive a safe and convenient route and the opportunity to socialize with a wide range of people. The Boxborough Council of Aging is hosting its monthly lunch on Wednesday, April 10th at noon at the Community Center, which is right across the street from the Town Hall. There will be entertainment provided by singing musician Dan Kerouac following the lunch. His performance will begin at 1:15 p.m. Older adults aged 60 plus are encouraged to call the COA at 978-264-1717 or 978-264-1730 to RSVP for one or both of these events. Thank you, Boxborough Minutemen, for sponsoring. The COA will be collecting donations for the Acton Food Pantry at the monthly lunch. The Boxborough Recreation Commission is planning its 2nd annual Boxborough Night at Fenway. Please visit RecCom's new website at boxborough.myrec.com. Boxborough MA, there we are. I'm like, well, I know, MA, Matt, yeah. For more information. So boxborough.ma.myrec.com. Craft Food Hall is Boxborough's, their tentative grand opening date is April 25th. When we receive more information, we'll be sure to update all residents. Very exciting. They'll be here tonight. They're probably already here. The Office of Land Use and Permitting is excited to announce the May 30th Boxborough MBTA Communities Legislation Info Session, the first of a 4-part summer forum series. Residents, businesses, and anyone interested can look forward to an informative night with ample time for questions and answers. The event will be held on Thursday, May 30th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Town Hall right here in the Grange Room, and light snacks and refreshments will be provided. Alrighty, last but not least, come see Boxborough's Treasures on Sunday, April 14th. The Boxborough Museum, located at 575 Middle Road, will be open from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday, April 14th. Come see our historic treasures, including the 1850s scale, which is sensitive enough to weigh a penny and strong enough to calibrate a 50-pound weight, the new hearse, built in 1881, and the old hearse. Come and see how old it is. Admission is free and all are welcome. For more information, or if anyone wishes to arrange a private tour for a small group at a different time, please call John Fallon at 978-264-0069. Does anybody have anything else? That's enough? Awesome. All right. Let's see. So our public hearing is scheduled for 7:05, but I don't see.
They said they were gonna be here, but I think you could still do it without them.
We'll go ahead and call it. Oh, did you print the motions for me?
I did it in the.
They're in the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, yes. So we-
No, but you don't have the public hearing announcement here. I have to actually open the hearing, don't I?
Yeah, it's written in there, the first one under the highlight. You have to call the meeting to order during the time, and then you can have a discussion. You see that?
Okay, I do. Sorry about that. I'm used to usually the bigger paragraphs about the notice was put in the paper and all these other things have happened. I don't have to do any of that?
No.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call this public hearing to order at 7, I don't have my laptop with me, what does it say?
Wait.
7:08 p.m.
If you wanna ask for a discussion. if-
Yeah, I'm like, where's my stuff? Okay, all right, I will look over, we, just so everybody knows, we had a lot going on today. The warrant went to press, so much going on. Don't worry about Kelly, no big deal at all. I'm used to having my paper.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. Like I said, there's a ton going on today. I'm gonna look over Dave's shoulder.
Oh.
Or Wes.
No,
you-
I have the same. I
you-
have the
Wes,
same
you have
thing.
it all up. You are usually much better at running these hearings than I am. It's more a part of you. Oops,
I can.
we have to rotate that.
Sorry, Kristen, I do.
Oh, don't apologize.
want
It's,
to
you,
sit
you know what?
next to Margaret.
And it was the eclipse today, so it was just all the way around a super crazy day.
Is that
all
what
right.
you're- Is that what you're interested in?
So usually I have to read a legal notice. I don't need to read the legal notice? Wes, what do I have to do?
Yeah,
So there is a legal notice, but normally we don't,
Okay,
cause that's just posting
That's
it,
just the
and then we
notice.
just say we're opening up the public hearing for Craft Food Hall at
All right.
500 Beaverbrook Road,
Let me
LLC.
I don't know how to do
We did not
math.
have any submissions for any questions or comments from, and no one mailed
Surprise.
anything in, and no one's here today to talk about it, so it's probably a quick motion, I would say, if you guys want to
Okay.
do that, and they're not here either.
Oh, no, he is.
Oh,
Is
yeah?
that Randy?
Oh, there's Randy.
There he is.
Okay.
That's telling you- Oh, it is?
I actually want the packet.
Oh, this packet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Randy, thanks for joining us tonight. I am, you wanna just go through, you're here, this is the third time you're here. We're almost there. You're almost ready to open. We're all super excited. So why don't you just take us through your application really briefly and we'll get this moving.
Oh, I'm on the spot here. The entertainment license, yes.
Mhm.
What we're looking for is to, most of our restaurants, we kind of at times have live music.
Mhm.
And it's not something we do on a day-to-day basis, but special events may call for a live band. We may have a bar mitzvah, things of that nature. So it kind of fits like the theme of our restaurant a little, to have a little live entertainment scheduled during our business hours. Nothing really late, I would say past maybe like 9 or 10, and nothing too early. That typically starts probably around 11 o'clock in the morning. Outside of that, just typical restaurant music is what we'd be playing inside the restaurant. And that's kind of like the full basically the full scope of, you know, what we do as far as music goes.
Okay.
We're not a nightclub. I think I kind of expressed that to Kelly Price the times I've spoken with her about that. So usually when times where I've done this in Austin, as soon as I mention live music, they may think I'm a nightclub of that nature, but just a little music entertainment for our guests.
All right. I would have liked a nightclub. I think, you know, I don't have to go to Austin or New Orleans. That works for me. So, all right. Okay.
That's a hard business.
Fair enough. I thought I saw somewhere that the hours of operation were like 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Okay.
Well, we typically try to max out what liquor license says
Okay.
that we're able to do based on that piece, but all of our restaurants, none of them are open past 11 o'clock.
Okay, so
that
the
would
hours of the
be-
restaurant supersede, you just maxed up the permit. Okay, yeah, because I remember
Right.
when I was reading it, it said something, I'm like, 1 a.m., who stays up that late anymore?
Oh,
Just kidding.
yes.
All right. No, I appreciate the packet, all the information is in here, all the layouts, the plans, I'm pretty sure we've seen them before, so,
Yeah, I think so, but I think, you know, Kelly wanted to have give you the full scope of the layout of the restaurant itself again. Because I think, well, 'cause typically I would say most of the music we'll do will be indoors. We do have the outdoor space, but we probably would never do something like that. It'd probably really disturb the neighborhood to have a band outside
right.
with the music bouncing off the wall. So just to give you the full scope of the plan, 9 times if we did do something outside, we probably would reach out to someone, but highly unlikely to do music outside.
What do we usually do for something like that, like a one-day permit? If they wanted to do outdoor entertainment?
Yes.
Yeah, I know we've done that.
I think this-
The entertainment license would cover.
Allows all of that,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Okay.
That sounds good. Anybody have any questions? Anybody from the, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I don't. I don't have any questions.
Like I said, this is the culmination of a very long journey for you guys.
It is, and we've our opening date kind of been a little moving target, but I think we've kind of gotten it narrowed down to the week of the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
We just said we're in a spot now where we'll probably have our health inspection pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Anticipate maybe the middle to the end of this week, if not early next week, and then we'll start planning our VIP friends and family events for the 22nd. So. If there's anyone here who wants to get on the list, please let me know. I'll send you an
Oh,
invite.
put us all on the list. Are you kidding me? Unless we're not allowed to. Is there any conflict of interest?
You can crash the party if you want.
I love it. All right. Well, that would work too. No, we're excited. Do you do a dry opening?
We'll do like a
Or
what we
soft
call
opening, sorry, soft opening.
Soft opening. But we usually those are just words. We kind of let the neighborhood kind of dictate how busy we're going to be on those days. But we'd like to call it a soft opening.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Anybody else?
And that, Randy, that's on the 22nd, not the 25th, because I put onto my calendar the
Saying the
25th. That's
week
the,
of.
The week of.
The week of.
Sometime
we're
that week. You'll keep
Yeah.
us
Let's say-
posted.
The week of the 26th, our hard start date that we're planning for is the 23rd. We'd like to start on the 22nd, but it's
Okay.
looking like the 23rd will be the first date that we go.
okay,
All right.
thanks.
So I'll move to approve an annual entertainment license for Craft Food Halls for 500 Beaverbrook Road LLC with the term ending December 31st, 2024.
Is there a second?
Second?
All right. Any further discussion? No. All right. We'll do a roll call vote. Priya,
Sundaram, aye.
Wes,
Aye.
Dave,
McCann and I.
and Hilberg. Aye. Okay. Nice job. All right. Shall we just move the next one?
Yeah, I'll move to approve a public entertainment on Sunday license to Craft Food Hall at 500 Beaverbrook Road LLC with the term ending December 31st, 2024.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any further discussion? All right. Roll call vote. Priya,
Sundaram, aye.
Wes,
Aye.
Dave,
McCann and I.
and Hilberg. Aye. All right, Randy, you did it. We're gonna
Thank you
sign
so
these
much.
puppies, and you're on your way.
All
Congratulations
right.
to
Thank you.
everybody who was involved in it. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Have a great rest. Oh wait, I move to adjourn this public hearing at 7:16 p.m.
Yep.
All in favor of adjourning the hearing? Roll call vote. Priya,
Sundaram, I.
Wes?
Aye.
Dave?
McKenna, aye.
And Hilberg, aye. All right, now we're officially done. Wonderful. All right, we're a little early. It says public input at 7:25, so why don't we jump ahead and just do any reports and updates, just in case there are people expecting to come in at 7:25.
And you could also do the Hill Road,
What's that?
so you could also do the Hill Road.
No, let's do let's do
That's
reports and
fine. I don't care.
updates. Yeah, let's do reports and updates, and then we'll go back to the discussion. The same thing, we actually let people know we were gonna be talking about Hill Road traffics, and again, where it says 7:30, I wanna make sure that anyone who wants to be part of the discussion is actually here.
Are we gonna do the same thing for Sustainability Committee policy review, because your bet earlier was 8 o'clock to get out of here?
I know. Let's see, I see Francie is actually here, so I am inclined to say we could go ahead and do sustainability, before 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Alright. It's just that I don't see anybody from the Hill Road people that were concerned, so I wanna make sure they have time to get here. So, okey dokey. Anything at this end of the table?
No, I speak.
Oh, Francie, I was just saying that I noted that you were here.
Right, can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yep.
can hear you, yep.
Kate is planning to come to your meeting in person, and I think she will be there at 8 o'clock.
Can you text her and see if she can possibly come early? We have a really light calendar, like not a lot, maybe, you know, can you ask her maybe?
I'll find my phone and text her. Okay.
Thank you.
She can
If
also-
not,
She can also Zoom.
yeah, she can zoom in or let us know either way.
All right.
Because
all
I,
right.
again, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody who's looking at the times on the agenda.
Yeah, I appreciate that, thanks.
Alrighty, anything at this end of the table?
Yeah, so we can just go over just some updates for the town administrator's office. So, this past week, we actually held, interviews for the finance director, town accountant position. So we had the first round of interviews this week. We have scheduled for this week the second round of interviews. We also had an interview for a local transit operator for that position as well, today. And, we extended 2 offers for the police officer positions, and they both accepted this past week, as well as we are anticipating applications for the fire chief by the 25th for this month.
Awesome. Wow, a lot happening. Very exciting. Okay, cool.
Kristen, I just have one question for Rajan. The transit operator, I thought there were 2 candidates, Rajan. Was there only one?
Yes, we only just had one candidate that we received an application from. We're anticipating another one, but I haven't gotten the application in hand or by
Okay.
email yet, so we went ahead and interviewed the first candidate we received the application for.
Awesome. So are we still looking for 2 more? Only because that's what I said in the announcements.
Ideally, we're looking for 1 full-time and 2 part-timers.
Okay.
We interviewed a candidate for part-time today, and we're anticipating receiving an application for another part-time.
Awesome.
But ideally, we want to have 1 full-time, 2 part-time, because we want to go ahead and get the route started by the week of town meeting. But we're still looking to get at least fully staffed, at least with 2 part-timers, so we can start the routes. But at this point, just want to interview so far.
Okay, so since you brought up town meeting, I'm just gonna ask, so is the idea that people could use this to get to and from town meeting?
I believe that it's part of the route, so.
I just didn't
Okay.
know if they would go late, because town meeting is usually, ends at 10 or 11 or something, so I wasn't sure if we were doing something special just for that.
I actually not sure. I need to confirm with Alec, because what we're looking at is the start date to be actually the 13th, so.
Okay,
That's the tentative go live date, but
okay.
nothing's set in stone yet.
All right, well, we can still figure out anyone who needs to get to town meeting, we can still work on that. Okay. Okay, so a few of us, Mike and I were at the building committee meeting this past week. Now, it is kind of exciting, we have the architects coming next week, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. to update us on the work that they've been doing so far to design, tentative ideas and designs on what we might need for our fire station. So that will be really fun. So anybody who's interested in that should definitely plan on zooming in. They're always Zoom meetings, and it'll be posted. It is posted actually on the town website. So things are moving right along, moving towards that. I think that's all I have. You have anything? I know, it's only been a week, so.
Well, yeah, I would, well, we had the one BXB, on, yesterday,
Nice.
and it was well-staffed by the Boxborough Police and
Nice.
Burke, ran it, and it was a successful race. I think they had about 80 runners, maybe somewhere in that neighborhood. And Fat Rooster was there, as well as Dirigible, and, you know, hats off to the Retcom for doing it. It's a lot of fun having it in the neighborhood, so.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then, speaking of Seal Farm, the long-awaited work has begun on the chimney. I saw them up there today.
That's awesome.
I don't know if they had the glasses on, looking at the sun, but, so that has finally begun. So, and Mike, you know, we're still waiting on the, to come up with a plan on the ice house. I think we're gonna put that back
Yeah.
out because we only got one bid, which was,
Well over.
it was a little high for what we have
For what
available.
we could afford, okay.
And Mike was also working on the, he was working on phase 3, I think, and trying to get that ready to go out. So,
Great.
yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Francie, I see your hand is up. What did you learn?
I think she's on.
Oh, I think you're muted. I can see your mouth moving.
Okay, I
There
want to
you
tell you,
are.
Kate has arrived and we're ready to go.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll stick to the time. We'll get, all right, we'll get there. Yep, we will get there. Thank you. We'll definitely be before 8 o'clock.
Thank you, yeah.
Wes, anything?
Nope.
Nice, okay. Priya, you got anything?
Nope.
Like, it's kind of quiet right now. We're in that calm before town meeting, now that the warrant is out. All right, awesome. Okie dokie, it is 7:23, so we'll go ahead and take any public input if there's anybody who has anything they'd like to share with us. I don't see any hands. Okay. All right, it's gonna be a nice and easy night. Okay, Hill Road traffic concerns. I am guessing that's why you guys are here? Yeah, no, maybe? Come on up. So, I'm just gonna set the stage. So, I live on Hill Road, and what, you know, I've noticed over time is that whenever there's anything going on 495, Hill Road all of a sudden becomes a very, very busy road. And it's tough because it's windy, there's a lot of walkers, there are a lot of kids, you know, and people are being rerouted by ways, probably Google Maps, you know, things that we don't necessarily have control over. I know that this board talked to you guys about it before. Why don't you guys update on everything you've been doing with regard to trying to change the world?
It's actually a good time to talk about traffic issues. So Sergeant Pell is here with me. He'll get more into specifically about Hill Road and what's been done in the past, you know, some things we have moving forward. In regards to a more holistic approach to traffic, though, you'd mentioned earlier in the announcements, we do have the ability now to do fillable forms. And one of those forms is putting the trailer out there, the speed trailer. So that is a lot easier now. You can go online, immediately comes to us. You do it in a fillable form. It doesn't have to get printed out and sent to us or email. It goes automatically.
So hold on a minute, back up 1 second.
Yep.
I actually thought a speed trailer was like if somebody needed to put something on a trailer and take it somewhere. So why don't you tell us what a speed trailer is? And I did not know as a citizen I could ask for one.
It'll tell you the speed limit.
Yep.
It'll tell you how fast you're going.
Yep.
It'll also collect data for us to determine. You can speak more on it.
It collects
Basically,
data?
it's a radar.
Okay.
And what it does is it informs the operator by they can actually see their speed, and it may jog their attention to like, oh, jeeps, you know, I'm kind of going fast, I gotta slow down. And at some point, if it gets too fast, we have, you know, different messages, slow down. We have some angry faces if they're going really fast. But it's really just brings attention to the operator of the vehicle, because everybody knows you're driving down the road and they're doing other things as they're driving, not paying attention to the speed, so.
Data collection.
That's really for what it's for. But on the other side of it, what people don't see is we're collecting data on which direction vehicles are traveling,
Interesting.
what time. So it helps us to deploy an officer out there to maybe enforce traffic laws. If we see that between 4 and 5, we have an influx of more traffic and they're driving faster. So we would then deploy at better times. So it gives us stuff to bring back and look at and analyze some data and to help us to deploy at better times.
So, all right, so this is the one, the smaller
little-
one. It's not the giant one that's at the fire station.
Yeah, no, that doesn't move. This is
Oh.
a small little trailer.
That'd be a great one.
It has a
You're
speed
on
limit
a
sign.
residential street. Slow your ass down. Slow yourself down.
And it has a
Can't
little
do that?
sign on it that says what the speed limit is. There's speed flashes on it. If they go too fast, the little blue lights flash on it.
Okay.
So-
Can I, so everyone who knows me, I'm going to a little true confession here. At one point, you had it on the end of Hill Road down by Les Fox's, where it's the straightaway, and I thought the angry face was so funny. I went back, speeded on purpose to get a picture of it, to say only in Boxborough do you get, negative peer pressure if you're speeding. So
You have sad faces when you're angry.
I thought, but I made sure there was no other traffic. I wasn't a danger, but I thought that was pretty fun.
So
Okay.
there is the ability now to instead of having to call us, you can go right on there, fillable form, along with house checks, things like that, the things that are used more often. So there's a lot more user friendly now. But one of them is the traffic speed trailer request.
So I did not know it was called a speed trailer. So anybody who has a concern at any time can fill in a request.
Sure.
Yeah, we got it out there today.
Where'd you have
over
it?
the winter.
Secret.
Oh.
It's on Applewood.
What if I want to take a picture?
It's actually on Applewood Drive because we've had a lot of complaints down there. So-
Well, there's a ton of little people that live there
so
and the
they,
geese.
It's down there for a week and then we're gonna move it and we'll move it all over town.
Interesting.
Over the winter, we don't really have it out there much for obvious reasons, but we did get it out there and up and running.
How many do we have?
Just one.
Just one trailer. So, number 2, before we get specifically to Hill Road, over the past year, we've done a lot more, I think, a lot of community outreach. We did the SPSC program, a lot of things dealing with transparency, accountability, got the body cameras up, but we can't move away from operations too. That's still one of our primary functions. So we do have an initiative starting in May. So May and June, we're gonna start an Operation Safe Streets initiative. And last year we were really, I would say, be more reactionary when it came to, hey, they're speeding over here, can you get people over here? This year we've been collecting that information all over the winter when people have contacted us. And we will have an initiative where where officers will be working specifically on all sorts of traffic enforcement, whether it be distracted driving, whether it be speeding, whether it be crosswalk violations. They will go out there during their shift and specifically to educate the drivers. It doesn't mean that everybody's always gonna get a ticket, but we plan these in this time of the year. And I think it's important with things like prom, things like graduation, when people are running around, start of school vacation. So it's a good time. A lot of time that departments will do this is in this time period of the year. Summer camps are going on. So it's a real good time to get out there and us to show a little more presence in regards to traffic enforcement. And that has been one of the biggest issues that I've heard since I've been here, is increasing our traffic enforcement. Again, it's often education, not necessarily always a ticket, but ensuring that we have a presence out there. So those are 2 things dealing with traffic that I think we should brought to your attention. As far as specifically on Hill Road, and Sergeant Pelly can talk more too about what's been done in the past. I mean, no doubt about it, it is a problem because an accident will happen on the highway. We're usually the first ones out there to that accident.
So you know it's happening,
The accident's
Yeah.
out there and people are getting off.
but you're helping those people, so you do not have time to come to Hill Road and
Exactly.
slow the traffic
So
down. All right.
all the supervisors know, and all the officers know, but they are absolutely directed when they can free up from the highway, they're immediately to go to Hill Road. Whether it's speeding the first few cars or if it's just an influx of traffic because you're taking people off the highway,
Right.
they immediately go to that area. The problem is if you have 2 people working and they're on the highway, they can't clear right away and get there. So we're aware, trying to get in touch with and even change their is near impossible.
I remember when we all first got elected, and I remember one of the first things we talked about was that, and there's really no asking ways to please take Hill Road off your map.
I have an email. I have so many emails back and forth.
I
going
appreciate you tried.
back. It's been very. So
Dear Mr. Google.
there are some other. Well, you can talk more about it. Painting lines and.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
there's,
oh
there's
my
all sorts of
God.
things.
You guys, were
I
you
remember-
here when we put the
I
lines on Hill
remember when
Road?
the lines went on Liberty Square Road and what happened.
Dave Barry made a cartoon about it. It was,
So, I know nobody wants lines.
No.
But the appearance of lines on the road sometimes makes it awkward to think that that road is smaller, so they tend to go slower. That's one,
see, I always
theory
think
that I
double
have.
yellow line, I can do 40. Again, I'm not a good example, I understand
Where
that.
did you get your license?
A long time ago.
not a good example.
I know.
The rules were very different when I was a child.
Already told us 2 things today.
We did,
But you didn't see me do it.
at one
All
point in
right.
time, when there was an accident on the highway, we would go down, we had a barricade we put up. And, Mass DOT frowned upon that, and we got nasty.
I remember
grants
that
from
too,
them.
yeah.
So we couldn't do that anymore. You know, the possibility of, they have these, like on Middle Road, just down the street at Depot, we have a sign, there's like a radar board.
Yeah,
And if you go too
right by
fast,
the community
lights flash.
gardens.
You know, there's always the ability, you know, at some point we could purchase some of those and put them on Hill Road. Speed bumps, they're a no-go, we're in New England.
I know, so,
Yeah,
all right,
wow.
I did talk to Mike about this. I have, and I can't remember if it's Edmonds and Framingham or if it was in the Cape, but I know there are the temporary ones that you put down and pick up again.
Yeah.
Pre-ask.
Don't love
You'd
those,
have to
huh?
talk to Ed Kukla about
Okay.
that.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna ask, like, can we not have like this temporary speed bumps, but
Yep.
I don't know, like, the pros and cons with
You know what,
those.
they just drive over them. Be quite honest with you, they just drive over 'em. People aren't slowing down for them, they're just gonna go right over them.
Okay.
That's my experience, but they have them down in Applewood, and we have a problem down there, so they
You just have to put them closer together,
Um,
Brad.
so they,
Get three, just get
I
three.
know it. So, I
Alright.
mean, it's been historically, it's just a problem, and we try and get down there.
Okay.
We
Traffic backs
deploy.
up on Mass Ave now, where they're trying to turn left on the whole road.
We deploy there immediately as soon as we can. We'll continue to do that.
Mhm. So I have a question for you. I happen to notice that it seems that most of the traffic goes south to north.
Well, that's
Is
the
it
traffic
the
you're seeing.
sun? Oh, it's just what I see, okay.
So when there's a crash going southbound, they get off and they go down Codman Hill Road,
That's why.
and they go down to 117 through the back way through Harvard into Bolton and, into Stowe.
So
on
they're probably having the
117.
same issues then over on Stowe
Sure.
Road and Harvard.
Sure.
We just hear a
And
lot.
we're having it on Codman Hill Road, and they go a lot faster on Codman Hill Road than they do on Hill Road.
All right. What do you all think?
Can we go back to your point about putting something up like what's on Middle at the
Mhm.
top of Depot? How does that happen? Is that, we just
The town
ask
would have
Ed
to
to?
purchase, yeah, the town would have to purchase those signs. I've seen all different types in other towns that have like the speed limit sign with a little radar board on it.
Yeah.
They have, the one like we have that's on the pole, and Littleton Light actually installed that for us, and I believe that one runs off solar.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
doesn't
there's a
even-
solar
that
thing
doesn't
on
even
it.
have power.
Yeah. How
Um,
expensive are they? Any idea?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Can look into that. I don't know if that's gonna really though.
All right, another
It's
true
something, but I don't know if
confession.
that's gonna stop the problem of traffic going there. I just wanna
Yeah.
be
It's not, but it
completely-
might slow people down. Because here's my other true confession. When I come swooping down Middle Road and I get to Becky and Owens and I see the zoo, 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 I go, wow. It
Right.
does make me slow down.
It does.
So I
They
think a
work.
couple
Well,
of
what
those is a
problem are
bad
you trying
idea.
to solve? Because it seems like you have two problems. One is when there's an accident, people go on Hill Road. The other one is speeding. And they're two distinct problems.
They go
And
hand
they're
in
not
hand though.
together.
They go hand in hand though.
Yeah, I think Wes is right, they don't really go hand in hand, because when there's a lot of traffic, they're not going that fast, because there's so much
Too many
traffic.
of them.
When you
I'm just going
sit
by
up
what
there-
what I see.
Right,
Yeah, okay. It's probably the
Um,
residents you're gonna catch more than,
yes.
Yeah. well, they should slow down.
90% of the time, it's the residents.
My
that have
grandchildren live
problems,
there, they should slow
that are
down.
driving too fast. It's just, it's just the way it is.
Mm.
But the problem of, you know, how do we route people to not get off the highway? I don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer for that. Just hope that they don't crash on the highway going north.
I have to say, I feel like it's weekly. And that could just be, again, a feeling more than validity, but, and
It's gotten
I,
better.
has it, I know
It's
that,
gotten better since they fixed Route 2 at
Yeah.
95,
yeah, when they added
when
the
they added
extra,
the merge lane,
Yeah.
it has gotten a little bit better,
yeah.
but it's still.
Well, thank you for
it's still
answering my
an issue.
question about why it's always south, like always people going north. I'm like, well,
Yep.
it's never the other way.
But it is an issue. I mean, it's no doubt about it. We know about it, and we try and get out there as fast as we can.
As far as the speed, we can look into getting more of those signs.
It does make me
Sure.
be more cognizant, because I'm in my head and I'm like, oh, geez, slow down.
But then you're gonna get the reports from the people that are just right outside that says at night it's blinking a lot.
Yeah.
There's
We were
enough
talking about
space
that.
on
We have to
Hill
make sure
Road.
where we put them.
Yeah,
Because
but
you're gonna upset somebody.
there's enough space on Hill Road to do that. I mean, it's not as dense as Stowe Road. There's space. And I think where you really need it is before, like, you need it at, Donnie Morse's Fields, because that's where you've got that blind corner, where if you live on Hill Road, you know to cross the street when you're walking, because they can't see you and you can't see them. I think there's places you can put them where it's naturally dangerous,
Mhm.
where it won't bother anybody.
Down by less.
It'll bother the frogs. Well, one by Les's and then one basically, between Donnie's and Jean's.
Mhm.
2 people have passed away, but you know where I mean.
I know right what you mean.
Yeah. The other thing I kind of like, is even if there was some kind of a sign, because I think part of that is town property, you know, welcome to Hill Road, this is a residential neighborhood, please slow down. I mean, it can be
We do
friendly.
anything we want with signs on Hill Road.
Yeah.
Nobody restricts you from putting any signs up there. You can put whatever you want out there
Yeah,
as the board, and you can direct the DPW to put any kind of signs up. More slow down signs, more pedestrian signs.
Mhm.
I mean, I've come around, you come across horses,
yeah,
like on a weekly basis on Hill Road. There are people riding horses.
yeah, yeah.
It's one of the areas we're gonna be targeting specifically, for traffic education. I don't wanna say enforcement, but really traffic education in May and June.
Okay. Does anybody, anybody here have any other comments, or? No?
So, so in terms of the idea of putting one of those signs with the red and blue lights,
Mhm.
you know, slow down kind of thing, on Hill Road, can you take that action item just at least to find out how much it costs and
absolutely.
what we need to do to make that happen? if
That
there's
is a
any kind of grant
fabulous
money or
June
something?
expenditure before the end of the fiscal year.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly.
My former FinCom hat on. Yeah, I was gonna say, stuck up, boys, stuck up. Cause I'm sure it's not just Hill Road, so. Actually, not for nothing, Stowe Road can get pretty busy, like, and during Flora Camp when there's a ton of traffic.
Clara Camp and the school, we now battle Flag Hill Road and Stowe Road with the flight school. Down at the mechanics school down at the airport.
Mhm.
And we try and nip it in the bud, and we actually go down there and talk to them, and the school calls and say, hey, we have a new class. So we kinda get down there and say, all right, everybody's getting their verbal warning today for speeding.
Yep.
We had 3 rollover crashes
like
on
that.
Flag Hill Road
I didn't know
because of the
that.
speed, and people actually racing, leaving there, and
Oh yeah, I've seen burnout like donuts on the in the crosswalk
Yeah.
between Stowe Road and Burroughs Road, and then they go down there, they do like the zip turn, and then they head back, and
Yep.
yeah.
I remember
So-
my first week here when Sergeant Pelly was driving me around town. He told me that they got that. I was really impressed with hearing about that. That when a new class of students come in, they go right down there. They talk the first day or first week
yeah,
that they're in class and give them their.
Their first
they
verbal
get their
warning.
verbal warning. It's your own
Interesting.
fault if they get stopped after that.
Well, do you do the cautionary tale of 3 of your brethren have flipped their vehicles? Don't be
We do-
number
we do
4.
remind them of
The
these
cautionary
things.
tales?
Yep.
Let me show you a picture.
This
Like,
is why we're here, is
Yeah.
because,
yeah, yeah.
so.
I mean, I'm not making light. Please know, anyone watching, I am not making light of this. It's more shaking my head. Donuts. Now, see, that's a flashback. Because don't you need an automatic to do a donut?
No.
Typically you do manual, right?
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's why I was doing this. Don't you need a manual to do an automatic?
I mean also
to
if
do
you have
donut?
rear wheel drive.
Oh, all right. Okay, anybody on Zoom have any questions or concerns they want to bring up? Oh, Robin, you're here. Hi, Robin. Were you able, did you catch most of this?
No, sorry. Sorry, I just joined. I was out. I know Hill Road was on the agenda, which is why I joined. So, sorry.
No.
Everything. I can listen to the recording.
No, you know what?
But-
I think, John, you could just recap really quickly what we were talking about for Hill Road. I always like to circle back and recap anyway.
Yeah, we talked about,
Thank
a new initiative coming up in May and June that we are gonna be out there, specifically, I don't say targeting, but, more education, in that time of the year with things like Memorial Day weekend, prom, school vacation starting, graduation, and certainly Hill Road is one of the areas we will be on. The speed trailer, which can now, you can go online and do the fillable form online. That became active last week to request a speed trailer. That is now up and running. We have the speed trailer out there today, actually, for the first time this spring. More specifically to Hill Road, I think there was a consensus to look at purchasing some of the solar signs that give you your speed.
Like the one by Owen and Becky's that flashes blue and red if you're speeding?
Yep.
I'm sure you never speed, Robin, but I do.
We,
There was a trailer that was at the end of my driveway last year.
Yep,
That's a speed trailer. It was actually out there today for the first time since the winter, and that is now you can go online as of last week, and you don't have to print out the form or anything. You just do a fillable form, and it gets sent to us directly, where you would like it. So that is going to be more, a little more proactive in terms of utilizing that and having the officers deployed, specifically doing traffic enforcement over the next coming months in May and June specifically. Back to Hill Road, we did talk about painting lines. That didn't really go over. That's a big no. Speed bumps as well. Doesn't seem like there's a consensus, or possibly, or we did talk about getting the additional signs like you just spoke about, putting them up there. We do deploy officers immediately after they can clear from a crash on the highway. Sometimes it's not right away though. So we're well aware that we can get there as soon as we can, but we can't get there right away if we're on the highway waiting for the state police to come. But certainly we do deploy there immediately after, because we know it's used as a cut through. Contacting Waze has been relatively, it does not really go anywhere. And it's a through road. Sergeant Pelley talked about how it was shut down in the past, and DOT said we could not do that. As far as just shutting down the road, it's a public roadway. So that was, I think, did we talk about anything else?
That was pretty much it. And Robin, I was even saying, couldn't we do some kind of a big sign? I was noting, and I don't know what you've seen, is that typically the traffic on Hill Road, if there's an accident, is going south to north. And the guys explained that, because when people are going north to south, they hit 117 instead. So Codman Hill Road also has these issues. So I was even saying, couldn't we do some kind of a friendly sign? Welcome to Hill Road. This is a residential neighborhood with pictures of horses and dogs and people. Please slow down. Please respect the speed limit. I don't know, something. I guess I like that better than yellow lines on the road. That's just me.
Well, but when it's bumper to bumper, speed isn't the issue.
Yeah, that's true.
volume.
Wes brought that up.
Two
Yeah.
separate issues, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the sign that, please slow down, we have all kinds of stuff. I don't know. So unfortunately, there's not, as there's not a lot we can do with Waze and Google to, they won't cross Hill Road off the map for us. So, just looking at all the other alternatives. Nobody seems to like the idea of the temporary speed bumps.
I mean,
I know
who's
what I do
nobody?
when I go on Hill Road.
I'm somebody, and I like the idea.
When I go on Hill Road and there's a lot of accidents like that, I report police all along Hill Road on my ways. When I'm
Do
in-
you
when I'm in
really?
the cruiser,
So
and it
people
helps
won't go
slow
down
people
Hill Road?
Right, so I get on, I click
Oh.
report police at the beginning,
Oh.
up by Middle Road, and then I'll drive down by Libby Square and I hit report police.
That's
So it looks like
clever.
there's 3 or 4 of us out there when it's just me driving down the road.
Did you hear that? That's pretty clever.
Yeah, that's good.
It's one of the things we should.
So I could do that every day, in other words.
You could.
Sure.
Yeah, you could set your alarm. Time to hit Waze.
Yep.
And in fairness, even you just said it, Wes said it, when there's a lot of traffic, speed's actually not the issue. So the speed bumps probably aren't what we need. And
Right.
we did kind of talk about if we did start doing speed traps, it's probably going to be residents that are speeding more than the people getting off the highway.
You also, and it's related, but you talked about earlier 2 offer letters. This last summer we were short-staffed. This year our numbers are back up. We've had more people, join the police department. So now we'll have hopefully 2 or 3 officers every shift where someone can break away when there's an accident and go straight to Hill Road. If we have one person working, it's hard to do that. You're still on the highway. So with the increase of officers working, always having a second or third person run over to Hill Road, that'll be much easier. Because that's what we want when there's a people using it. You want someone driving up and down and sure.
Just having a
Well,
presence.
when there's a diversion on Waze and the police come to Hill Road, what are the police gonna do when they're stuck in traffic with the other drivers?
I think we can't remove them from using the road. What we can do is have a presence and provide enforcement. So, yes, it could back up, and at that rate, it's really not an issue, like you said, about speed at that point. It's more volume, which there isn't much. We can't tell people they can't use a public throughway. You wanna just talk to her about how they tried to shut it down one time?
Yeah, we did, Robert, I don't know if you remember, but back probably 7, 8 years ago, we tried to deploy a sawhorse across the road with a road closed sign. And
Yes.
Mass DOT, sent all sorts of nasty letters to the town, and, it caused quite a riff, and, so we
A
had
riff and
to-
a ruckus?
We had to remove that, we weren't able to deploy that
Yeah, because you used to
anymore.
keep it on the side of Hill Road,
Yeah,
didn't
we
you?
kept it
You
out
just-
there, when we were going to the accident on the highway, I'd jump out, put the sawhorse out and go back out to the highway. We can't do that anymore,
It's frowned upon.
so, it was causing
Well, maybe
problems.
some signage, children at play, I don't know.
Yeah.
As you do
Definitely
where-
more signs, updated
as you-
signs.
Kristen brought that up about going into the neighborhoods on each
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not even just children. I mean, there's so many people who walk, run, bike, ride their horses,
Yeah,
walk
every
their
day.
dogs. Yeah, it's more than just kids.
Yep, it is.
So, all right.
All right, well, thanks for considering all those things.
No, absolutely, and we are looking at buying a couple of the solar signs and maybe asking Littleton Electric to help us out again. And actually, Robin, I was saying that a great place for one of those signs to go would be between you and Donnie's Field, because Wes brought up we don't want people being flashed at night. People living on the street. That's kind of a nice area where it wouldn't be anybody's windows, and then maybe one down by Les Fox's.
I think even the new ones, they can set the times on them,
Oh,
so
okay.
they're not flashing at night,
Yeah.
things like that.
Because I was saying I'd like to see them at the bad turns, because when people are approaching it, even the bottom of Hill where it heads up to the Summers house. So. All right, so we're looking at what's left in the budget to purchase a couple of those before the end of the year.
Okay,
Alrighty. Well, thank you. Okay. Moving on. Sustainability Committee, thank you guys for coming in early tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. I'll be looking for that sad face, angry face. Not that I will get it. Anyway. Okay, moving on. Sustainability Committee policy revisions. Thank you guys for coming in a little bit earlier, and also thank you for sending over the complete package. And I did see some edits, but I wasn't clear who had made the edits.
So,
So,
if I could speak to that, and then I'll let Kate do it.
Sure.
After the last meeting, I had identified a number of things, and we didn't really leave with a plan about how that was gonna work. So I reached out to Kate and Francie, and I said I'd be happy to work with you to kind of go over some of the comments, because I think most, if not all, the comments were mine at that point. So I wanted to make sure
he's our editor-in-chief.
that I worked with that. So, so Kate and I met, and we went over the comments, and then Kate brought it back to the committee, and then the result of that is what we received to review.
Okay, gotcha. No, I just wasn't sure, because I saw that the track edits had been left on, so I was like, and actually, I liked a lot of, I thought a lot of the word changes that were made were great. Clarified and made more sense. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to, meaning Francie and Kate, bring to the board with regard to the new policy?
I mean, I guess I would just say, I think the Sustainability Committee is happy with it, but if there are additional changes that need to be made, we're happy to continue to discuss that as well. We're really open to where you guys need to go with this so that you feel comfortable with it.
Sure.
So the one thing that I did not include was I reached back, I reviewed the policy, the updated policy, and I got back to Kate and Francie to say, there's a couple of points here that I don't agree with.
Okay.
And I said I didn't want to drop that on you at the meeting. I wanted to give you the the heads up about what my concerns were. So, I have two concerns that are written up, and they both was relative to the section about providing annual reporting and regular updates.
Go for it.
So, okay, so the first comment that I had for that is that the first bullet, it says, the first bullet, annually at the time of preparing the town budget, the town, comma, including the sustainability committee, in collaboration with the town administrator and/or the administrator's designee, will present a report to the select board on the progress towards the goals and actions laid out in this policy and any subsequent policies and plans developed in relation to it. So my comment about this is, I don't know what the town is, because to me, that's very vague. And I don't know if it's the responsibility of the town, just who exactly is the town. My preference was to have, and I'll say, to have the sustainability committee own the sustainability. Like the water resources owns the water. And I kind of following that similar model. So that was my first concern in terms of presenting to the select board. The second one, and the second bullet, which says at the same time, the policy should be reviewed regularly. Okay, so it says regularly / annually. That was, it used to say annually, and I discussed with Kate to say regularly, because I didn't think that a policy needs to be reviewed every year. But when they, at the same time, got added in that phrase at the beginning of the sentence, really that means annually. So I'm still, not in favor of a policy being reviewed annually. I am in favor of a plan being reviewed. Is our plan still good? What have we accomplished on that plan? What are we working on? What are the obstacles? I mean, that kind of thing. But I think that, to me, a policy should be vague, well, at high level enough, so it doesn't need to get an
Well,
annual
policy is different than
review.
a procedure. If it's too detailed, it becomes a procedure versus a policy.
Right. So I don't really like the idea of saying, okay, leaving that responsibility to whomever annually to do that. So that's where my disagreement is with the policy.
Okay.
At this point. The other stuff was all great, I mean, well, the stuff that Kate and I talked about, and maybe they made some changes, minor changes to it after that, I don't know. But I read through it and it was fine. But those two items,
Okay.
I think, I have concerns about.
Weston Priya, what do you guys think?
I agree with Dave on, in terms of the policy being reviewed on a regular basis. I think the intention was the plan, or like the procedure can be reviewed on a regular basis. I'm assuming that was the intention. But in terms of the sustainability committee doing the main portion, I think it should be in collaboration with the town administrator and the administrator designee. We could remove the wording of the town and just say annually at the time of preparing the town budget, the sustainability committee in collaboration with the town administrator and the administrator present a report, because they are not doing all the work themselves, right? The sustainability committee kind of like directs the town and kind of gives direction to the town, but it's being implemented by the town administrator and the administrator designee. So I think it will, the collaboration part, I think is important to be there. But the second bullet point, in terms of the policy being reviewed, I think we don't have to review the policy on a regular basis, obviously, but the plan could be reviewed on a regular basis. And those were my two things, yeah.
Kate and Francie, are you okay taking this back to your committee and just kind of walking through with your committee and come back with? Unless you wanna-
Definitely. I think my one, the point that I think Priya's really landed on the concern that the sustainability committee had around the preparation of reporting materials was just that there was some concern that the sustainability committee owned it without a strong collaborative relationship with the town, that was maybe too much for the sustainability committee to do. And very much, I think we want that collaboration. So I think that that's something that the committee will definitely be on board with. The issue around the regular versus annual review of things, I think we can work that out, and I don't think it's a big issue. I think the purpose of arranging it that way was largely to create a synthesis between, because we don't actually have a plan yet. Obviously, that's the goal of this policy, is to move us in that direction, but we don't actually have a plan yet. So the idea was to try and create a synthesis between this policy and the things that it's pushing us toward, and this kind of annual reviewing process. So basically just to give us something to be marking our progress against until we have a plan in place, which would then obviously take over and sort of take precedent for a lot of the specific actions and the process and protocols are sort of associated with that. So that was, I think, the intention of the alignment there. I'm not particularly concerned about it because I think that whenever the annual review of the progress is going to happen, somebody's going to have to look at something and they're going to look at the policy. So I don't really think it's a big deal, but that was the purpose of trying to align those things.
Thoughts?
Well, I agree in principle with what they're saying, and the language that I had before in my conversation with Kate was that the committee, in collaboration with the town administrator, will provide the report. Now, they can't get the report, they can't get that data out of midair, thin air, so somebody has to provide them with that. And I think it would be Michael's or
his
John's or
designee.
somebody's responsibility to collect what's needed from the police, DPW, fire department, I mean, whatever, different groups, based on what are the metrics, and so they have to have the support from the town administrator in order to do that.
Yeah.
But again, it became the town and then it became the administrator, so I kind of like, I think Priya described it, sort of what I talked about before, that the sustainability committee, in collaboration with
Okay.
the town administrator,
Yep.
because we saw it was the last select board said, okay, the town administrator is going to do this, and Mike was here. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. So, but I don't think it's I don't think that's where his focus needs to be. I think these people are I'm going to call them the domain experts for sustainability, and I think they can help guide that.
Yeah, I think you guys can decide what collaboration means, whether it's the sustainability builds the majority of it and then collaborates with TA or his designee afterwards, just to make sure everything's dovetailed. I like to think that you guys will be part of anything happening, with regard to sustainability in town, so you'll be pretty well aware of what's going on. Okay, all right, I think we can take care of that. Any other?
All right, so why don't we meet this Thursday night? There's some.
Yeah, somebody's got something going on in the background. I'm
On
gonna
the background, but we meet this Thursday, so Kate and I will take your wording back, and we'll sew it up, wrap it up,
Okay.
so that
Priya, is your hand still up? Like, is it newly up or residual?
Oh, residual, sorry. Take it down.
No, all good. I didn't know if you had something else you wanted to add. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. I didn't have any other, comments on it. I think your timing is great as we start looking at building a fire station, definitely looking into, can we go net zero? How close can we get to net zero? I don't know enough about it, so I'm looking forward to learning as we start our first big project. So.
Great.
All right, all set? Okay.
Thank you very-
Thank you for taking that back to, and the next time you come to before the board, it should be quick. We'll just zip
Right.
through it and vote it.
Great. Thank you guys for your input. It's really helpful.
No, we appreciate all your hard work.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
do appreciate your hard work. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's a
Francie.
lot. Writing a policy is a lot. So, thanks. Alrighty, the next item of business is the health trust authorization. And, we're a little bit ahead of time still. So Rajan, you wanna kind of bring the board up to speed? I read through it. I was shocked at how many communities and regional school systems that are already members.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is actually a part of our insurance change, with Minuteman and Neshoba Health Group dissolving. One of the things that we worked on was looking at alternatives in health insurance. And on March 26th, the Insurance Advisory Group, which we put together, which consists of representatives from each of the unions, so that's a representative from police, fire, DPW, non-union, as well as retirees. So on March 26th, the Insurance Advisory Committee voted unanimously to go to Maya. So Maya is the primary insurance provider municipality-wise for Blue Cross Blue Shield. So our Insurance Advisory Group voted to go to Blue Cross Blue Shield. So as a result of that, starting July 1st, that's going to be Maya's going to be our insurance provider for health insurance. So as a part of this, and I've been working with Maya to essentially transfer all active and retirees over to health insurance. So as a part of this, one thing that we need from the select board is approval and a signature for the select board to sign up to be a part of the health trust. So the health trust is essentially the health insurance side of Maya. We're currently on the property casualty workers' comp side of insurance for Maya. So with the select board signature on this will allow us to be a part of the health trust. And with that, it's essentially stating that we'll be one of the member communities. We'll be receiving health insurance from Maya for our active and retired employees. And we'll be eligible for all the benefits that the insurance trust provides for all member communities. So with this, we'll be able to apply for wellness grants for our employees, which I believe allows us up to $5,000 to $10,000 each year for different programs, activities, and events that we can have for our employees. But also we need this as just to signify that we're going to be receiving health insurance from Maya. So this is, I believe, the last step that we need to finalize us moving over to Maya for health insurance.
Did I read somewhere that they have to vote to accept us, or did that already happen?
That already happened.
Okay.
Mike signed off on us to be able to,
Nice.
for us to get the FY25 insurance rates, and
Yep.
then to lock those in, and then also to go ahead and begin the process to transfer our employees over to Blue Cross Blue Shield for all health insurance for employees. We're in the process of that now. We're setting up information sessions for our active employees this month, as well as our retirees this month, just to get the ball started with that. And we're looking to get everybody over to Blue Cross Blue Shield by May 1st. So it's been a little bit of a tight timeline.
Wow. Yeah, you've worked really fast on this. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Rajan?
I don't have any.
Priya?
No?
No. All right, nice work.
Yeah,
Does somebody want to read the motion?
So I'll move that the town join the Massachusetts Interlocal Insurance Agency, MIIA, Health Trust to complete the transition to Massachusetts Interlocal Insurance Agency for health insurance.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we'll do any further discussion or comments? None. All right, seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Priya?
Sundaram, aye.
Wes?
Folks, aye.
Dave?
McKenna and I.
And Hilberg, aye. Nice work, you guys. We appreciate it.
really.
This is a big deal. Very good. All right, the next thing is a discussion of our search for a vocational tech school membership. Rajan, you want to fill us in?
Yes, so over the past week, I reached out to 9 communities that were within miles of Boxborough just to see, and these were vocational schools. And I reached out to the superintendents, the business managers, to see if there was any availability for, to add on another member community as a part of their vocational school. I put together a spreadsheet. I'm actually looking through it now and trying to find it, just to kind of give you an update on what the what some of the responses for each one of those vocational schools, and just give you an update on some information I found out today. So we reached out to Minute Maid Regional Voc Tech, Neshoba Valley, Aspet Valley, Keith Technical School, Massachusetts Regional Vocational, Shawshene Valley, the Center for Technical Innovation in Leominster, Worcester Tech, and Greater Lowell Technical. Just based on the responses from each one of these, most of the vocational schools in these nearby areas are not looking to add new member towns. A lot of them have wait lists. A lot of them don't have any availability because they have wait lists for their own member communities. So luckily I did get some information today. So the the chair for the school committee for Neshoba Tech reached out to me today and said that they would be open to having a discussion with us to about the possibility of becoming a member school. Well, looking at the possibility of going into being considered a member community for Neshoba Tech. The school committee chair stated that they wanted to meet with the town administrator, myself, and a representative from the select board to meet with himself as well as the superintendent at Neshoba Tech, as well as take a tour of the campus as well. I reached out to Mike as well as Kristen to try to get a date scheduled, and I reached back out to the school committee chair to set up a tentative date of April 24th to meet with them for lunch, as well as have a discussion, as well as take a tour of the campus. The main thing that the school committee chair wanted to know is how many students would be interested in joining Neshoba Tech, and also would we have the support of the community to go to a vocational school if Boxborough is interested in being considered a member community for Neshoba Tech. So I reached back out to the school committee chair to set up a lunch as well as a potential site visit with Mike, Kristen, and myself to meet with the superintendent as well as the school committee chair. He reached out to me today to say he'll confirm with the superintendent to see if that date will work, but that's as far as we've gotten as far as responses of communities that are interested. Most of the other communities don't have any availability or not looking to add a member town.
Okay, thank you. I wrote down a couple of things. So did they give any indication of cost of membership?
Not yet.
Not yet, too premature.
Yes.
Totally fine. And then with regard, asking about the number of kids who might be interested, all I know is, colloquially, for acting kids, there's a waiting list to go to Minuteman. So I have to believe that there's probably a decent number of Boxborough children who would want to attend a VOTAC. Is there, all right, I guess cart before the horse, trying to figure out, my immediate reaction was 20-something kids, just knowing, I think there's 60 going from the region, and I could be wrong. This is from parents I know. Just kind of thinking that through. But I do think it's something we need to offer our kids, because, as a family where, and please know, I am AB all the way, but as a family that has a child that AB doesn't work, for some kids it's not going to work. My son is a plumber, and he said, "Mom, I'm in CE classes. This is last week. There wasn't anybody there under 50." So we need to encourage kids that are interested in this, interested in going to the trades, moving there. And the VOTEC schools do so much more than just the trades now. It's a really incredible opportunity for kids. but those are just my initial thoughts. I'm gonna just run it down the board here.
Do we need to have a number before going to talk to these folks? Say, this is what we think? Because I assume we pay for X number of slots, whether we use them or not. Is that how that works?
Yes, we do. We budget for what we normally do is we reach out to the schools that we currently have students at. So that would be Minuteman, Neshoba Tech, as well as Aspet Valley. We currently we have
four,
a
I
few
think?
going. Yeah, we have 4 that are going to vocational schools right now. We could do a quick survey to see what the appetite would be, as well as any potential students we may be able to maybe applying to voc techs. But I think it might help to have some type of ballpark number, but I think we would need to probably do a little bit of background on it before we go to them. I think the bigger thing he wanted to know, not along with knowing how many students would be interested, is just if we decide to go this direction, would the town be backing us with going to being a member community for Neshoba Tech, because they know that we were part of Minuteman previously and we left, so they just wanted to know if we decide to do this, would we have the support of the town to go that
Sure.
direction.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for doing that. I think it's important, especially with having kids and going all different directions.
Yeah.
Paying for busing for 1 kid or 2 kids is quite expensive. The ones that you had up there that didn't, it said no response. What does no response mean?
They just didn't email me back.
When did you send the initial?
You sent an
complaint?
email, but you didn't hear back. Is that?
Yes, so I emailed them early last week, and most of them got back to me in good time, but some of them haven't emailed me or called me back or anything yet. So, and there was only 2. So 2 of them emailed me, said that they would send it over to their superintendent and just wait on a response from the superintendent. So for Neshoba Valley, the school committee chair reached out to me today, but nothing yet from Assabet Valley. They said that they would forward it over to their superintendent, just waiting to hear back from them. But the other communities pretty much outside of Center of Technical Innovation and in Greater Lowell, they essentially said there's no availability. One community said that they would, Shawsheen said they would bring their request to the school committee, but they didn't feel optimistic about that would be endorsed.
Yeah.
For
Where
a
is
member
Shawsheen?
Andover.
Andover? Tewksbury? All right. And Neshoba is Westford, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so what I like about Neshoba, well, so in fairness, I had a niece and nephew who both went to Neshoba and had an excellent experience. So again, from a family perspective, both kids are thriving. They're adults contributing to society now. But I like the fact that it's close. It wouldn't be a 45-minute to an hour bus ride for a child. All right, we have 3 hands up. Priya, I'm just going in order of what I'm seeing on the board here.
I think Maria and Mike had their hands up before me, so maybe Maria should go first.
After you, my dear Alphonse. Go ahead, Maria.
Hi. So just a little bit of background. Last year, we had 12 kids apply for vocational education throughout the area at various schools on that list. And all of them, except for 1, were waitlisted, or just straight out, we can't take you because of the wait list being long. The one got into Essex Abbey, but that's way up in Essex, and that was just too long of a ride. We have 4 kids now, as Rashawn said, but we have 2 kids on a wait list for Assabet. So we do have 6 kids who currently either have applied or at and want to be, 6 kids that want to be at a vocational school. And we don't know who's applied this year and might be waitlisted. This is for budgeting purposes for next year. This is the numbers that we have. And then just something else to think about. We left Minuteman because of the cost, which was cost prohibitive because of the rebuild that they were doing. And financially that made sense. It didn't make a lot of sense for our kids in town. But if right now we are spending $172,000 in next year's budget, let's call it 170 because there's an assessment in there, $170,000 for transportation for 4 children to go to 2 different I'm sorry, yeah, 2 different schools. That is the problem with not being a member of a school district, because we have to provide transportation for these kids to go to the different schools.
Sure. Yeah, Dave.
That's the financial issue. There are issues about whether we should or should not be, and just, but from a financial standpoint, transportation is just, it is, you know, that's a huge budget driver for the vocational education.
Okay, thank you. Mike? Do you have good sound?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
So Maria answered part of what I wanted to say, but the other part I wanted was to answer Dave's question. Are we paying for all these? You know, if we give the Neshoba a number of students, are we paying for all that? And the answer is not necessarily. We're budgeting for the number of students we think are going every year. What we're doing is we're paying a membership fee every year to be a member of a voc tech. But then we pay, on top of that, we pay the tuition for our students. So I think that's the difference. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that we're not necessarily, you know, if we give them a number, we say it's, you know, we believe it's going to be 6 based on the numbers. That doesn't mean we owe them the tuition for 6 students next year. We're paying a membership fee to become a member. And with the rising interest and, you know, as well as the economics of students, you know, looking to go into technical areas of the trades, it makes a lot of sense for us to be a member for our students, for the finances of the town, but especially for the futures of these students who have an interest in going into one of the many areas of expertise that Neshoba or any of these folk tech schools specialize in.
Yeah, it's amazing what they offer now. You know, my goddaughter was in vet tech. You know, my nephew was in bodywork. Yeah, I mean, there's software engineering. They offer so many things now. It's not just construction trades anymore. Yeah. Any other question? Priya, I'm sorry, Priya, I didn't go back to you.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
Priya.
No, my only question was, so if on top of the membership fee, do we still have to give a number, or like we don't? We just like will all our students, if say instead of 6 there were 12 that were interested, or 14 that were interested, will all of them get a first preference? Is that how it works? I'm just trying to
I
understand.
think we'll learn more.
Member communities typically do get first preference for vocational schools. Then they'll add non-member communities. So for all the vocational schools that we're a part of now, we're considered non-member, and we don't get first preference.
Yeah, so all I know, Priya, just again from friends who've gone through it, is that, you know, there's an application process. No, you're not guaranteed placement, but if you're a member town, at least you're considered in the first round. If you're a non-member town, it's when there's space left. I know Minutemen had a wait list, and then the letter in our packet, I can't remember from which school, has a 500 student wait list. So right there, it just shows that we're better off being a member town somewhere, you know, rather than all of our kids being waitlisted. So that was actually eye-opening to me, a 500 student wait list. That's, you know, it's clearly a need. So anyway, so I guess we'll learn a lot more. We'll go tour first. I hope you guys don't mind that I jumped at the opportunity. I mean, I was a teacher, you know, to me,
No
walking
problem.
through.
I think it's great that it's moving along, because it's something that was out there, but we hadn't talked about it all year long, and it's like, okay, now the year's going by, so let's get the ball rolling, so.
Okay, awesome.
Beautiful.
Well, if, yeah, all right, well, thank you for that, good. Okay, any other discussion or questions? Mike, is your hands, do you have something else or no? Okay.
That's enough.
I just want to make sure, All right, so there's no vote or anything, that was really just a discussion, so, all right, what's that? Oh, I thought someone said something.
No.
Sorry. Hearing things. All right, let's take a look at the minutes. Did everyone have a chance to read? It was the second email that Kelly sent out. It had just the minor correction.
Yes?
All right, you're our resident editor.
Well, I already
You're
told
probably
that,
the-
I told Kelly right up front, I said, I have no comments to make on the minutes, so.
Kelly, you have arrived. Wes or Priya, did you have any amendments or comments? No? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
So I'll move to approve the regular session minutes of
Oh, sorry, Wes.
whatever as presented,
3/25,
Yep.
March 25th.
that one.
As presented. Is there a second?
Second?
Awesome. All right, any further discussion? Roll call vote. Priya?
Sundaram, aye.
Wes?
Both sides.
Dave?
McKinnon and I.
And Hilberg, aye. All righty, and is there
I'll move
any?
to adjourn.
Okay, well, I was gonna ask if there was any other business to bring before the board. All right, but there's a motion on the table to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Priya?
Sundaram, aye.
Wes?
Both sides.
Dave?
McKinnon and I.
And Hilberg, aye. Thank you, everybody.